In this video, I'm building a 1440 gaming and streaming beast specifically for Escape from Tarkov. It's powered by a Ryzen 9 7950X3D and an RTX 5070, all packed into this tiny jade-colored fractal Terra. I've sold a few custom rigs recently and I'd love to start building more if there's more interest. This one's going up for sale on Java, and if you're interested, check out the link in the upper right hand corner or in the video description below. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So here's the full parts list going into the build: a Ryzen 9 7950X3D, Gigabyte WindForce 5070, MSI B650i Edge Wi-Fi motherboard, 32 gigs of DDR5, a 1TB Samsung 980 Pro, and powering everything is a Platinum 80 Plus rated 850W Asus ROG Loki SFX-L PSU. All of it's going inside the fractal Terra in the jade colorway. It's just under 11 liters and one of the nicest small form factor cases out there in my opinion. Alright, so first I removed the Terra's side and top panels to give myself room to work, and then we have the PSU bracket and GPU riser. Once those were out, I had a clear workspace and could start installing components. I started with the CPU, the Ryzen 9 7950X3D, dropped it right into the MSI B650i Edge Wi-Fi motherboard, locked it in place, and then added the 1TB Samsung 980 Pro into the M2 slot. Next up was the RAM, 32GB of DDR5 rated at 5200 CL42. After that, I attached the PSU bracket to the Platinum rated Asus ROG Loki and mounted it to the spine. So I didn't do this for my build process, but I would attach the power cables now because there's not a lot of room to work with later on. Before mounting the motherboard, I connected the front panel USB-C and power switch cables while I still had plenty of access. That step always saves frustration later. With those cables out of the way, I lowered in the motherboard and locked it down with 4 screws. Then I prepped the GPU riser by putting it onto the 5070. Then I put the riser into the PCI slot of the motherboard and mounted the GPU. With the graphics card mounted, I started connecting all the power cables. Cable management gets a little bit tight, but with a little patience, I got everything routed cleanly. Lastly, I installed the low profile CPU cooler, and once everything was secure, I reattached the side and top panels. After completing the build, I took a step back, powered it on, and just kind of admired the final result for a bit. With everything assembled and running, I ran thermal and noise tests to see how well this compact setup would handle real-world use. At idle, the CPU sat around 49 or 50, and the GPU in the low 40s. The fans were either spinning extremely slowly or not at all. The system was completely silent. Under load, while gaming in Escape from Tarkov, the CPU stayed in the 70s and momentarily peaked around 80. The 5070 hovered in the 50s and didn't even break 60. I specifically chose these components for their efficiency relative to their performance, and I wanted to see how they'd hold up without any additional case fans. Just the GPU, CPU cooler, and PSU fans doing all the work. And honestly, I was pretty impressed. The 5070 is a highly efficient 1440 GPU, and the 7950X3D is a powerful CPU that covers all bases, gaming and productivity, all with low power draw and low temps. The 80 plus platinum rated 850W Asus ROG Loki PSU didn't even blink, and even when the CPU cooler ramped up under load, the overall fan noise was noticeable but never distracting. Considering this system doesn't have any extra case fans, I'm really happy with both the temps and the acoustics. If you wanted to push more airflow into the case, you could always add more fans, just expect a bit more noise in return for slightly lower temps. I ran a scav raid on Streets of Tarkov and saw very solid numbers, averaging around 115 to 120 FPS in 1440 using DLSS quality version K, that's DLSS 4. Some areas spiked even higher while others dipped a bit, but I almost never saw the frame rate drop below 100 here. The gameplay felt buttery smooth and very responsive, especially during movement heavy moments or quick flicks during firefights. Visually, it looks great. Sharp image quality, good shadows, no noticeable ghosting or artifacting with DLSS on. To show what a complete setup might look like with this rig, I've paired it with my Samsung Odyssey Neo G8 here. I'm using an EpoMaker TH85 keyboard. For my mouse, I've got a DarmoShark N3 2K, and I'm using a Pulsar Lethal Gaming Gear's Hyperion mousepad. One of the things I love about the fractal Terra is how easy it is to fit into just about any setup. Basically, it looks good wherever you put it. The jade green aluminum, the open side vents, the clean design. It works in a minimalist setup, kind of like mine, but it also doesn't feel out of place in an RGB setup either. It's small, it's powerful, it runs quiet. It's basically a full-on gaming and streaming rig that barely takes up any space. And like I mentioned earlier, this one is for sale on Java right now, so if you're looking for a clean, compact build that's ready to go for Tarkov or pretty much anything else you can throw at it, check out the listing. If you're thinking about building this rig or something similar, I've dropped the full parts list in the description below with links to everything I used. And that's all I've got for this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really helps support the work I'm doing and lets me keep making content like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.